And still in the region, Zimbabweans in South Africa have marked the Anti-Sanctions Day with demonstrations at the U.S. Embassy in Pretoria to urge the country to lift sanctions against Zimbabwe. The Zimbabwean government claims that sanctions imposed by Western countries have damaged the economy and left people struggling to buy groceries or even the most basic items. The government also says it can't access credits and debt relief, making it impossible to meet its obligations and attract investments. News Central's Bonganzi Siziba has more.
A small group of determined Zimbabweans filled with hope and longing for a better future. They have come together to demand the lifting of sanctions, which they see as unjust and a setback to their country's development.
So we are here to conscientize people so that all of us participate in the Anti-Sanctions Day, so that we show them how sanctions are affecting the lives of the people of Zimbabwe.
Among the protesters in solidarity is the Pan-Africanist Congress of Azania, a South African national liberation Pan-Africanist movement.
Having fought their struggle when they were about to develop their own country, the Americans imposed sanctions. And those sanctions are the cause of what we are experiencing in South Africa. All the Zimbabweans are flocking into South Africa. No matter what wall around our borders we can put, the Zimbabweans and any other African countries suffering those sanctions will end up in South Africa.
Meanwhile, many believe that the lifting of sanctions might create new opportunities for Zimbabwe, especially in terms of trade and investment, revitalize the country's economy and improve living conditions of its people. And the sentiments among the Zimbabwean community here appears to be strong, and they say it's the reason they have left Zimbabwe for greener pastures.
Sanctions have affected all of us in a rather evilish way, because as Zimbabweans we are suffering in totality. These sanctions are not even, as they say, they are targeted. They are targeting every Zimbabwean. They are punitive, they are unilateral. Nothing is working in Zimbabwe because of these sanctions. You try this, you try that, nothing comes out because of Zimbabwe. That is why you are seeing us in South Africa. It's not because we are running away from bad governance or whatever, but it's because we are trying to find a way of survival in a state where there are no sanctions.
You see, I'm 56 years old. I'm still loitering in the streets. They've made everything difficult for us Zimbabweans.
However, there are concerns that lifting sanctions without addressing underlying issues such as corruption and mismanagement may not yield the desired results. And it's crucial that the government of Zimbabwe implements necessary reforms to ensure sustainable development. Furthermore, dialogue and partnership between Zimbabwe and the international community must be fostered to find a mutual beneficial resolution. The protesters also handed a memorandum requesting lifting of sanctions.
These protesters are hoping that demonstrations like these will bring a positive change in Zimbabwe. However, the solution to the sanctions is still not yet over, as the European countries are pressing on the sanctions in Zimbabwe. Bonganzi Siziba for News Central TV, Pretoria.